GearNetwork.com.
This is a Gear Network production.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Gear Network presents the Football Talk Weekly Podcast with John Cimino and Brandon Gorall. And now, here's John.
Week 6 is here, ladies and gentlemen. Football Talk Weekly is on the air and in your ear holes. Once again, how's it going, everybody? John Cimino here with you, and as always, joined by Mr. Brandon Gorall. Brandon, my eyesore, say what up, fool.
What up, fool?
As always, this is sponsored by. Let's pick one today. Pick the list. Let's go.
Shop Gear.
We can go Shop Gear, or we can go GearNetwork.com/holiday. The holiday shop.
Yes.
The holidays are here.
I do like our pink logo, by the way.
Our pink logo, yes, for breast cancer.
Yep.
We definitely support that.
women.
And yes, so we went pink for the month of October. But and anyways, but the holiday store's now open, so go shop there.
Yes, please.
You know, Halloween's coming, Thanksgiving, Christmas,
Yeah. Buy yourself a turkey hat.
Kwanzaa, New Year's. You can buy New Year's
Hanukkah.
hats.
You should celebrate Hanukkah even if you're not Jewish, because that means you got to buy like 8 days of presents, which helps us out for
It
8
does.
straight days.
It really does. 8 straight days. That would be incredible. All
Do
right.
it.
We are here. Brandon, how's it going, my man?
It's going. I'm lacking sleep because of 2 nights of Giants games. One lasted till 3 in the morning after 13 innings.
Right.
That was great. And then one went to midnight last night. That was not great.
I do
ended
apologize.
my baseball season, which is okay, because it'll mean we're going to have to go spend money next year.
Well, yeah.
And I can go to sleep tonight
There you go.
and tomorrow. So
Well, I don't know how much.
it's already hockey season.
It is hockey season.
Penguins open tomorrow, so
Yes, they do.
banners out front.
There you go.
Giants flag's gone. Sorry, guys.
Banners out for Harambe? No?
Weenies out.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
We miss you.
Yes, we do miss you, Harambe. All right. Week 5 is in the books, Brandon. We are at week 6, and your boy, Tom Terrific, was back and did not miss a beat.
Nope.
28 of 40, 406 yards, and 3 touchdowns in the New England win over Cleveland. 3 of those touchdowns, all 3 of them, to one Martellus Bennett. 6 receptions,
Not a bad
67
little
yards,
sign.
3 touchdowns. Gronkowski got in. Of course, he got his time. He got his catches.
He got 109 yards.
Chris Hogan got in there.
Yeah. How's that feel, Bills fan?
Yeah, pretty much. So I ask you this, Brandon.
Yes.
Week 8, it's fast approaching.
Oh, sorry, Buffalo.
He's gonna
hurt you.
He's gonna be mad.
He is going to hurt you.
He's gonna come into your house just like you went into his house without him there, without his permission.
Yep. He's definitely going to go in there and run the house on you
Are
guys.
you kidding me?
No, we're watching the first night of hockey here, and Austin Matthews, first round draft pick of the number 1 draft pick of the Maple Leafs, has his 4th goal. Maple Leafs lead 4-3 right now.
He scored all 4 of his goals.
He's scored all 4 goals.
Unbelievable.
That's pretty nuts.
He's not on my fantasy hockey team.
And he's still got the 3rd period to go.
That's crazy. Oh man.
So back to football.
Yeah, back to
Tom
football.
Brady. He had some stank on some of those
He
plays
really did.
too.
He really did.
He was running more often.
His legs are fresh.
He put his head down and ran over guys and then styled on the sideline and pointed a first down.
He tried to dab and he needs to not dab.
No, sorry, Brady. That was the one bad thing you did on Sunday. That was the only thing you did wrong Sunday.
Yes. So this week the Patriots back in action, of course. Now let me ask you this: do you think? And I'm thinking here.
I'm thinking too.
The Patriots ran a very successful 2 tight end formation with Gronkowski and Hernandez years ago.
Right.
Well, now he's got Gronkowski and Martellus Bennett.
Yeah, as long as one of them doesn't start murdering people.
Well, right. I don't think
I think they're going to be in good shape.
One's going to party and the other one's going to call Jay Cutler a little bitch. That's what he's going to do, like he did in E60. And let's talk.
He's not wrong, though. He's not wrong. And Jay's about to be cut.
Martellus Bennett on what was it, E60? I think is that the show. The E60 said that the Bears was
It's a soft locker room.
Very, very vivid about the Chicago Bears, saying that it was a soft locker room.
Yep.
That they have no leaders. That they act like quote unquote little.
Yep.
That the coaches liked the quote unquote little. he was happy that he was traded to New England in March. I mean, he's not necessarily wrong, because what has Chicago really done the past 5-6 years? How long has it been since the Packers won the Super Bowl? I think they beat the Bears in the NFC Championship game to get there.
Yeah.
And since that point, Green Bay's at least flirted with it, and Chicago's been nowhere near it.
Right, and I'm surprised because John Fox is not a little so it's kind of surprising that he would allow that kind of locker room to happen. But maybe he's just kind of like, you know what? I got fired from Denver. They won a Super Bowl without me. You know, I'm at the winding end of my career. I'm just going to collect my check and then go home.
Well, could it be that, or could it be that he inharited a bunch of Trustman's
he inherited
stuff
it, and he got rid of a lot of guys, too, and I think Cutler's next to go. Brian Hoyer's much
the
better
man
than Jay Cutler has lately.
I got to tell you, Brian Hoyer's the man until you hit the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then he
becomes a turnover machine.
Even Ryan Fitzpatrick thinks he turns it over too much in the playoffs. But at least Brian Hoyer can say he made it to the playoffs.
Right, exactly. Getting back to the Patriots, though, that if those two are going, because I've always liked Martellus Bennett. I've had to watch him play in Chicago for a while. Like, they lost Greg Olsen, and then they were like, no, we're good. We got Martellus Bennett. And everyone's like, oh, you got Martellus Bennett. Martellus Bennett has been solid. He all he does is catch touchdowns. He's like Chris Carter of the tight end.
And he was on my bench, and I got to watch him rack up all those points in my loss to Dawn.
Well, maybe he'll pay attention now.
I'm starting
then again, he'll do, you know, it's always like the Patriots. You get a guy who gets hot for a week, and everyone's like, oh, I got to start that guy, and then he doesn't do anything for like 6 weeks.
Yeah,
they just change their offense.
I suck at fantasy football this year, so.
Oh, you haven't had any luck either.
No, not at all. All right. Speaking of luck, I'm not talking about Andrew Luck. I'm talking about luck. Oakland, no luck. Las Vegas, luck. The Nevada approves the stadium deal to bring the Raiders to Las Vegas.
Yep.
The vote passed 16-5 in favor for a $1.9 billion stadium.
Yep.
It's going to the assembly now, and it has to pass that, but assuming that does, which it probably will, it's very, very likely the Oakland Raiders will be the Las Vegas Raiders in a couple of years.
Just in time for them to get good, too.
Exactly. I mean, but I wonder, do you think, and I'm sure I already know the answer to this anyways, but would they really keep the Raiders name? For Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Raiders?
I would imagine.
I mean, I know the Raiders are...
The Davises are still in charge over there.
True.
They're not going to want to let go of that name. That name's staying there forever.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's something about the Oakland Raiders that sounds badass, but Las Vegas Raiders?
There was Los Angeles Raiders.
There was, but it's... Yeah,
they say LA Raiders, you can say Vegas Raiders.
Vegas Raiders, I guess.
Yeah. To be a bunch of guys who come in and rob casinos.
There you go.
Vegas Raiders. I don't know, man. Vegas is turning it up, man. They got an NHL franchise now. And
they do?
They got that. You know, maybe someday get a baseball or basketball team in there. I know they really want a basketball team.
I would like for Seattle to get a basketball team first before Vegas does.
As long as they come into the Supersonics.
That's right. Oh, well, it will. It will. They want the Sonics back.
Seattle Space Needles or...
No.
What is it? The Seattle Sky that the
Seattle
WNBA has?
I think it's the Seattle Sky, yeah. I think so. I don't know. Who watches the WNBA?
This dude on a sports analyst.
Come on.
Habner. Dude, after the Dodgers lost the other day, he goes, Sparks up 1-0, baby. We're like,
what?
Literally no. Danny Greenwald has been killing Habner. He's been just trolling him like nonstop, and he's like literally less than no one cares.
Literally less than no one
I was like,
cares.
Is that still a thing? And he's like, yeah, it's in the playoffs. I'm like, oh my lord. I'm all for women's. I love the women's. But I don't love the women's NBA.
No,
it's not
the
good.
women's NBA is terrible.
Nobody loves the women's NBA.
It's terrible. They got next apparently, but all right. They may have next, but we have top 10. The NFL top 10 after week 5, going from 10 to 1. Brandon,
what is this? The power rankings?
Yes.
Cimino rankings?
Maybe. I don't know. I stole it from CBS Sports.
Oh,
so bear with me here.
It's probably better than ESPN's.
Could be. We'll see. Oakland Raiders are at number 10. The Philadelphia Eagles at 9. Dallas with Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott at 8. And it's a funny... I'll stop right there for a quick minute because there was a story that came up about Tony Romo.
Yeah.
And when he's ready to come back, it's his team.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, saying all the right things, like, there's a pecking order and blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
If you're a Cowboys fan, which I know you're not, but if you are a Cowboys fan or a fan of any team and you're in this situation where you're starting off pretty hot, your starting quarterback, your longtime starting quarterback is Glass Joe from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. You've got youth. You've got that offensive line there.
Mr. Glass.
You've got that offensive line that they have there. You've got youth in Ezekiel Elliott, who's doing pretty well. Dak Prescott is not turning the ball over a whole lot. He's developing before our very eyes.
Yeah.
He definitely has signs of talent there. But they're 4-1 right now anyways. Hypothetically speaking, Packers game aside, so let's just say 2. By the time Tony Romo comes back and they are 5-2, do you really go to start Romo and take that chance? Or do you play the hot hand like Jim Harbaugh did in San Francisco and keep going with what's been working so far?
That's a tough call. I mean, I don't know. I look at the schedule that they played. The Bengals don't look right this year anyways. So I'm going to say that's their best win. But if you look at their last games, yeah, he doesn't turn the ball over, but he's not really exciting and setting the world on fire either. They beat the 49ers 24-17. Mm-hmm. They beat the Cowboys 31-17. Then they beat the Redskins 27-23, and then lost to the Giants. So the Redskins, they kind of stink. I mean, yeah, they've won 3 in a row, but whatever. I don't buy into them anyways.
Okay.
The Bears, we all know who they are. Mm-hmm. The 49ers, we definitely all know who they are.
Right.
I don't know. I need to see more. If he has a good game and they beat Green Bay somehow this Sunday, then yeah, maybe we should probably have this conversation the week after.
Okay.
But I'm not willing to say, yeah, I'm going to leave Tony Romo on the bench when he's back and healthy. This allows them not to rush him back.
Right.
Like they did last year,
right.
Inexplicably, like in a losing season. Like, Tony, if you get back and we win these last 3 games, we might make a wild card because our division's so bad.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, it was division to win.
The division
then he ended up getting hurt again. So
in the first game back.
This time, they don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
They can let him fully heal up and be ready for, the games to come. I say, if he goes and he beats Green Bay somehow, they got a tough game against the Eagles. If they manage to come out of that 6-1, they're going to have the Browns after that. Mm-hmm. I don't see how you replace them at 7-1, but stranger things have happened.
Okay.
It is Dallas, and it is Jerry Jones.
At number 7, the Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks.
Number 6, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
Number 5, the Denver Broncos, falling from their top spot.
Yep.
Thanks to the loss from number 4, the Dirty Birds.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to play them.
Okay. I had to do that because I got to play that song. I have to. Dirty Birds, Dance of Julio.
Dirty Birds.
I got your back. Number 3, Green Bay.
Yep.
Number 2, New England. Oh. And number 1.
No.
Number 1.
Malarkey.
The Minnesota Football Vikings, whom happen to be, at this point in time, the only unbeaten in the National Football League.
Yeah.
In 2016. Now, comparatively speaking to last year at this time, there were 6 teams. There's only 1 now. So, Brandon, let me ask you this.
That just shows you how bad the NFL is right now.
Well, that was kind of where I was going to go with this. Is it that the NFL is bad, or is it that the Minnesota Vikings are actually pretty good?
That old saying, in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king? Yeah, the Vikings are king right now because the rest of the league is kind of meh. I don't think they can beat Seattle. I don't think they can beat Green Bay a second time in Green Bay. I don't think they can beat a team like I'm drawing a blank here.
Dallas, New England.
New England.
Okay.
There's no way they're going to beat New England.
Okay.
They can rattle some guys. They got a good defense. They get pressure on guys, but they've been taking out the likes of Brock Osweiler. mean, the Green Bay game, Green Bay just was not in sync, and it had nothing to do with them because you look the following week, they have like a week or a half of good football and then a half of bad football.
Right.
Last week against the Giants, half of good football, half of bad football.
I will say I'm very surprised by Minnesota.
I'm not.
More because of how they have handled losing their starting quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater and their starting running back in Adrian Peterson. But they managed to get Sam Bradford and
Right.
And they gave up a first round pick for him.
Yep.
So that tells me either they knew they had something or what. But the people that made the trade, first round pick for Sam Bradford at this point right now through 5 weeks look like a genius, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I just don't. I don't like to get on people's hype wagons because, just everybody's so bad right now, and nobody's clicking. I mean, even the Seattle Seahawks have, they've had their moments where they've been really good, and then they've been really bad. Like
New York Jets.
Yeah, New York Jets, the New York Giants. Everyone thought, hey,
in the exact same boat.
First week, they go and they beat Dallas, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, they're on and then they just go out and tank the rest of the way, So it's hard to say. I mean, they beat the Titans. They beat the Packers by a field goal. They beat the Panthers. The Panthers are just garbage right now. They're hot garbage.
They are not who we thought they were.
They are not who they were, no. They beat the Giants. Again, rests my case. They beat the Texans.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. They're playing the Vikings. They're playing the Eagles next. After their bye week, they're on a bye week this week. And they got the Bears, which is an easy one. The Lions is an easy one. The Redskins is an easy one. And the Cardinals, it's a coin toss. Right. They don't have a tough game until they play Dallas.
Yeah, I mean,
then they don't have another tough game the rest of the season
right.
except for Green Bay.
They don't have a very tough schedule at all.
Easy schedule.
So I mean. It's too early to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, last year they
looked
like really strong and really good, and then they faced Seattle and they lost.
Blair Walsh.
Yeah. Again, hate that guy.
Minnesota fans hate that guy too.
Minnesota fans hate me, but that's okay.
All right.
I hate you right back.
A couple of injuries to follow up on. Eric Decker of the
Yes.
New York Jets, wide receiver, to the IR. He's got a season-ending shoulder surgery, so he's done. And Carson Palmer has been cleared to practice. He was on the part of the concussion protocol. He was out last week.
You definitely need him.
He's been cleared to practice. Couldn't come fast enough for the Arizona Cardinals.
Unless your name's Drew Stanton.
Exactly. So this poses the question, Brandon. The collective bargaining agreement.
Yes.
That wonderful thing, that wonderful deal has practices where you're not hitting, no contact kind of practices or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of injuries as a result of that. And I was listening to sports radio.
Yep.
And they made an interesting point. I don't know that I completely agree with them, but I wanted to bring it to you and see what you thought. Their idea was having practices where you're wearing your full pads and you're hitting people or whatever, in their mind, toughens you up for the season.
Right.
It calluses you up, I think, is the terminology they used. Do you think that because of the fact that they do not have as many of the hard hitting practices anymore, that is the reason why you're seeing such a rash of injuries?
No. It's a different game. It's a faster game. It's a speedier game. The pads, you can't callus up an ACL.
No, you cannot.
And those are a lot of the big injuries. ACLs, Achilles tendons. These are tendons that are going. These are not bones being broken. These are not broken bones. You want to toughen up your bones, cool, but you cannot toughen up ligaments. This nonsense where if you just hit each other all the time, you're going to be, I can survive an ACL injury. No, you can't. Guys are so much stronger right now. They're very physical, but there's also the fast guys, the skill guys, and you're getting hit by guys, when you're trucking down the field at lightning speed, you're getting hit in the knee, or not even getting hit in the knee. Some guys are getting non-contact injuries where they're just, making a cut and their knee blows out. It's just a different game. Guys are built different. I mean, they come out of college and they're like immediately in the weight room and they like don't look anything like they did in college.
Right, exactly.
You know, they build these guys, I think, too quick and too big. And, you know, guys are going to pay the price for it. It's a violent game. And I think taking time off from the beatings that you take in practice, I think does conserve at least some of the bumps and bruises. You can play through some of the pain.
Right.
But I think a lot of the rash of injuries have either been concussions or they've been ACLs, they've been ankles, they've been ligaments, you know, shoulders, things like that. You can't toughen up an AC joint.
Right.
What are you going to do with an AC joint?
I get you.
You know, I get hit in the pads. Oh, my AC joint is magically stronger. It's not. It's just dumb. I mean, it's usually by former football players or, you know, marginal athletes themselves, and they think, you know, back, like we have this mentality that we're just so much softer as people these days, and yeah, it is to some degree, but honestly, you know, hitting the crap out of each other at half speed in practice, it's not going to make a world of difference on the field.
All right.
It's not going to help your knee.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I rambled a little bit there. I don't care.
No, it's all right.
I'm passionate about it. I think it's stupid.
I heard it, and it was kind of one of those things where I was like,
Yeah.
what is this guy talking about? And then I'm thinking, well, you know what? Why not ask it on our show?
We got that golden-haired orange buffoon who weighed in on concussion policies today.
Oh, God, really?
He says, I got a concussion. Now I'm out for the year. He's like, give me a break. Like, wait a minute. When we have concussions in the NFL, they're usually out a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Right.
Tops, unless it's like a serious, like repeated. But it's usually nobody. I've never seen a guy go on IR for the year because he got a concussion.
No.
But that's what Mr. Hopes to be next president thinks. Thinks we're all just soft and, you know, we just need to toughen up. Toughen up, everyone. Toughen up. The NFL's concussion policy is making soft people.
Says the guy who single-handedly almost folded the USFL. So.
Or the guy who used bone spurs in his heel to avoid Vietnam. But that's none of my business.
Get ready, America.
Get ready, America.
Right. Let's go to scores, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. Week 5 scores in the NFL.
Expanding our horizons.
Expanding horizons. We'll get you on Get Ready, America.
Yeah.
By the way, happy 2-year anniversary, Don, for Get Ready, America.
I thought it was your actual anniversary.
Oh, no, our actual anniversary was a month and a half ago.
I figured. I was like, wait a minute, you guys having a second one here?
No. All right, the Arizona Cardinals winners over the San Francisco 49ers, 33-21.
Yep.
The Indianapolis Colts improved to 1-3. 29-23 winners over the Chicago Bears. The New England Patriots and Tom Brady. Tom Brady is back.
He is.
And the Cleveland Browns are not going to win 12 in a row now. 33-13 winners over the Cleveland Browns. The Detroit Lions improved to 2-3. 24-23 winners over the Eagles. And Carson Wentz. Poor Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
So we gave him a song last week.
He was doing really good, and then
we gave him a song, and
he chose a bad time for his first NFL turnover.
The Tennessee Titans winners over the hapless Miami Dolphins, 30-17. The Minnesota Vikings, as we alluded to earlier, still undefeated with a 31-13 win over the Houston Texans. Mm-hmm. And a game that irritated me for all of maybe about 20 minutes before I realized reality was going to hit. The Steelers, 31-13 winners over the New York Jets.
It looked okay for a while.
It did, but yeah.
But Jets went Jets.
Can't do anything about it. Redskins, 16-10 winners over the Baltimore Flaccos. The Atlanta Dirty Birds. They shook up the world, Brandon.
They beat a backup quarterback.
Improved.
Make his first NFL start.
Improved to 4-1 over the Denver Broncos, 23-16.
They are an ankle injury away from being the dead birds. Not impressed.
The Buffalo Bills travel out west and win 30-19 winners over the Los Angeles Rams. The Dallas Cowboys 28-14 winners over the Cincinnati Bengals. Oakland 34-31 winners over the Chargers. Your Green Bay Packers 23-16 over the Giants on Sunday Night Football. And finally, last Monday night, a thriller. 17-14 Tampa Bay Buccaneers winners over the Carolina
the Derek
Panthers.
Anderson led.
The
Panthers.
Derek Anderson led Super Bowl hangover in the opposite direction. I guess.
Hangover. They're in like a coma, man. They
Yeah.
OD'd in the offseason.
They're something. The Panthers they're something. They're not who we thought they were. But all right, that is going to do it for the first half of the show. When we come back, Gear Network Pick'em as usual. And Brandon,
Yeah.
Iron Chick says the real or not the real.
All right. I'm excited for that.
All right, we'll talk more right after this. Well, gang, it's October, and you know what that means. Cooler air, falling leaves, and, of course, Halloween. Right now, our Amazon Halloween store has everything you need for the adult, child, or even the pet in your life. Everything from costumes to candy, bags to accessories, and more is available through us, and you can have it delivered right to your front door just in time for that fateful Saturday in October. And right now, save 20% on select Halloween costumes and have your items delivered with free 2-day shipping when you sign up for your free 30-day trial of Amazon Prime. Go to gearnetwork.com/holiday and click the banner. It will take you directly to our Halloween store, and you can take advantage of all of the savings, including daily lightning deals that take place directly on that page. And of course, with every purchase, you support this network and all of our podcasts. So again, gearnetwork.com, click on the Gear Holiday Store up on the top banner there, and go ahead and shop away and save, and help us along the way. Happy Halloween from all your friends here at the Gear Radio Network.
And this has been another episode of Misguided Musings.
You're welcome, fools.
Thank
God that's over.
Guys,
Seriously?
wait. We're usually done recording by now. Are we on the right podcast?
This is Encore.
Oh, wait. Are we doing that thing where we pretend like we don't know we're doing the other podcast? Was that?
No, you're right.
Oh, hello.
We're tripping.
Man. Are we on Get Ready America?
Tripping on good vibrations.
Are we on Better Live than? Well, I mean, just dead. But
It's got to be Turnbuckle Talk.
Turnbuckle Talk?
Oh, maybe Talking Wrestling?
Talking Wrestling.
oh,
That's
it
what
could be
is.
talking
Could be
wrestling.
Talking Wrestling, yep. Well, either way, we are Misguided Musings, and you can hear us every other Monday on the Gear Radio Network.
As we wrestle from issue to issue.
Yeah, we do that. And you can also hear us on our website at www.misguidedmusings.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Musing Podcast, and you can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Misguided Musings.
we're a lot of fun, and one of us doesn't think Sweden's a real country. You can find out which one on Mondays.
It's just a fish.
I told you, the real or not the real.
That's right.
We mentioned the Iron Sheik. My wrestling friends
Make
will
you
understand
humble.
this. Make you humble, and then I won't get into that. Welcome back to the Football Talk Weekly Podcast, everybody. We are sponsored, of course, by our holiday store. Oh, nice
Got
skip!
that?
Nice skip there, Iron Sheik. Okay, you know what? You're pissing me off. I am not liking the internet today. It all went downhill after that one
Internet's
funny meme.
king, buddy.
Internet is king. It's usually undefeated, and I always say
It's
that.
still undefeated.
No, it's not.
Usually.
You know who's not undefeated, Brandon?
Yep.
Neither
Everyone
of us.
except for the Vikings.
Neither of us on Gear Network Pick'em.
Yeah.
Both last week, both of us went 7-7. That takes
That's 500.
That takes the season total. Me 43 and 34.
Yep.
And you 40 and 37. I'm still 3 games ahead of you. So again, my Shannon Sharp voice. I'm the champion every week.
You got the cumulative total, but you didn't win last week.
Still the champion.
I'm the champion for the season.
I'm the champion for the season.
There you go.
All
That's
right,
better.
there we go. This week we only disagree on 2, but I
did last week too.
Yes, but I'm kind of on the fence, and I'm thinking I may change 1 and have us disagree on 3.
Baloney.
What, you don't think so? You don't want to disagree on more than 2?
I'll disagree every game.
Yeah, disagree every game. We could do that. One of us will be 0 and whatever. But
Play the game of spot. Who's the dick?
okay. We disagree on the Ravens and the Giants. I picked the Ravens. You picked the Giants. Brandon, why?
Eli and the crew has got to get it figured out eventually. The Ravens' offense has just been offensive. They still should have won last week, and they didn't. Offense couldn't get it done. They had like 4 chances in the red zone at the end of the game. Couldn't get it in there. So I don't really trust Joe Flacco and his talent out there.
Okay.
Victor Cruz has got to get it going eventually. They'll be able to get a little bit of a run game going. Again, they couldn't get it going against Green Bay, and they made them one-dimensional. I think that they'll do a little better this week. And Giants defense, if they can actually get some corners healthy, then they might be all right too. But both of them are a stink fest. I picked the Giants because they're at home.
Okay. All right. I took the Ravens because, quite honestly, they are a tale of two teams. They could either be good enough to win and be convincing and say, hey, Joe Flacco is elite. Or they could be like last week where they're an average team at best.
Right.
They have a surprising running game from Terrence West. He's given them a little bit extra, something that they didn't have, I guess, earlier in the season before he ended up starting.
Poor Browns.
But Joe Flacco, he's elite, Brandon.
All right.
He's beaten Tom Brady on a big stage. He's won a Super Bowl. I mean, yes, Eli's won 2, but he's won 1, damn it. Joe Flacco is elite.
All right.
I believe in Joe Flacco, Baltimore Ravens over the New York Giants.
Can't spell elite without Eli, though.
Fair enough.
Boom.
Okay. Los Angeles Rams and the Detroit Lions. You pick Los Angeles.
Yep.
I pick Detroit for no other reason than I'm just not a believer at all in the Los Angeles Rams. I know they have a good defense, but they have Case Keenum, and as long as you have Case Keenum throwing the ball, not really.
They got Todd Gurley, too. Todd Gurley looked pretty good against the tough Buffalo run defense.
He did, but they lost still. So
yeah, but Buffalo's a little better than Detroit.
A little bit. I'm taking Detroit.
All right.
Great.
What was the other one that you thought about changing?
I don't know if I should say.
Why?
Because it involves the Packers.
Go for it, man. Pick against the Packers. Do it. Do it, please.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it because
if you get all 3 of these wrong, and we could be tied.
Then we could be tied.
And then you're not a champion every week.
Oh, well, then hell with that. I'm picking the Packers.
Ha! He wants to hold on to his glory for one more week.
Gotta keep it. Gotta keep that Shannon Sharp voice going. All right. Okay, so Brandon, the real or not the real? I have 3 teams with different situations, and I want you to tell me if you think after 5 weeks, is this team for real, the real, as the Iron Sheik would say, or if it's not the real, it's too early to say, whatever.
Yeah. I get it.
Like to hear it. Here it goes. The Buffalo Bills at 3-2. They are on a 3-game win streak. Their next game is at home in Buffalo against San Francisco. Do they make it 4 games in a row? Brandon, are the Buffalo Bills the real, or are they not the real?
Well, they are the real inconsistent team. I don't want to say that they're the real. I don't think it's. I don't think this is a big enough sample size to go and say, yeah, they're back. Because they're going to play the 49ers this week, and it's going to be like, whoop-de-freaking-do. They're going to beat the 49ers.
Colin Kaepernick starting for the 49ers. He does bring a different element to the game.
He does bring a different dynamic.
A different dynamic than Blaine Gabbert does.
But he doesn't know how to throw, so you kind of lose that. He can run a little bit, but apparently he's a little smaller. I don't know. I'd say they're medium real. They're not terrible, but they're not good either. I'm not buying into them yet.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm looking very much forward to them getting their asses handed to them on Halloween Eve.
I think everybody outside of...
And then they got Seattle, at Seattle. Good luck there.
That's next week?
No.
Or after the Patriots?
No, they got after the Patriots. So they go at the Dolphins, so they're going to probably get 5 wins in a row.
Yeah.
And then they're going to get their dreams shattered against New England. And then they're going to get it even more pasted to them when they go out to the Link in Seattle. Then they're at the Bengals.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play.
It's a tough place to play. They're not playing that great. That's one that they could win, and they're probably going to need to win. Mm-hmm. Then they're home versus Jacksonville. But then they're at the Raiders.
Oh.
Yeah, Raiders are tough. They're playing well at home.
Okay.
And then they come home to face the Steelers.
Yeah.
Good night, nurse.
Yeah, that's not.
Then they're home for the Browns.
Okay.
Dolphins, and then finish at the Jets.
It's possible.
They're doing better.
They could sneak in the wild card.
They could be 500.
They could. You think they'll go 500?
Could be 500.
You think they could go? You think they'll go 500?
Yeah.
I would give them 500.
Yeah.
Easily, I would give them 500 easily.
9-7.
Think 9-7 is a stretch?
I think it is.
I'll give them 8-8.
I think it is.
I'll give them 8-8.
Yeah, so I don't know. Does that count as the real? I don't think it does.
I'll give the Jets 4-12. It's
That's generous.
I'm going to say maybe 3-13.
Yes. You gotta get Deshaun Kaiser. So you can have 7 quarterbacks in your roster.
Yes, absolutely.
But Deshaun will start, and he's money.
Yeah. Well,
unless it's a hurricane he's playing in.
We'll see. If Cleveland runs the table in the opposite direction, they'll get Deshaun Kaiser, and they'll ruin him.
That is true.
So, all right.
Well, they may not draft him.
Well, yeah, hey, Charlie Whitehurst is available now.
There's a couple of other... Well, they have Charlie Whitehurst.
No.
They cut him?
Cleveland cut him.
Oh,
poor Charlie Whitehurst.
Oh, that's right. They signed Uncle Rico today.
They did.
Forgot about that.
Okay, the Dallas Cowboys 4-1 behind Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. Their next game is in Lambeau at Green Bay. Dak Prescott, 107 of 155 for 1,239 yards, 4 touchdowns. Ezekiel Elliott, 109 carries, 546 yards, 5 touchdowns. We kind of touched up on it earlier in the podcast, Brandon. Dallas, are they the real or are they not the real?
I think they are the real. Their defense has picked it up where they didn't have defense last year. They were just really atrocious. Mm-hmm. They've got guys suspended too, so their defense is going to get even better.
Offensive line's incredible.
And Ezekiel Elliott is running with confidence right now. We'll see how that confidence goes this week because Green Bay has set the record for the first 4 games of the NFL season for rushing yards allowed.
Oh yeah, 4 games because they
had a bye week early. But I mean, they have not been allowing anything on the ground. So we'll see how that holds up against Green Bay. I don't think they're going to have a record-setting day at Green Bay, but I don't think they're going to allow Ezekiel Elliott to run all over the place.
Okay.
So it'll be a good test for him, but, they got all the pieces. I think they are real. I think that they have a real good shot at winning their division this year, making the playoffs, and then Des Bryant's dropping a big pass in the playoffs.
Does Des Bryant even make it to the playoffs? I mean, he's got the hairline fracture. I know
he'll be fine.
He's been cleared to play.
It's early.
He's not cleared to play. He was cleared to practice. He did some practice drills today. He wasn't practicing with the team, so they don't know if he's going to be playing this Sunday. But
right,
all right. And then finally here, hold on, 1 second. Got to set it up right for you, Brandon. The Atlanta Falcons, the Dirty Birds, 4-1 on the season. Their lone loss came in Week 1 to Tampa Bay. They have since put out wins over Oakland, New Orleans, Carolina, and Denver. Next game is at Seattle, and I apologize, Atlanta, but I did pick Seattle. Sorry.
Me too.
Sorry. But
it's for a good reason.
Atlanta, given the state of Carolina, are they the real or are they not the real? I will say, I know last year at this time they were 5-0, and we know what happened. But this is a different year, and Carolina is not undefeated with them. So,
no.
Are they the real or not the real?
I gotta say they're not the real. They do this to us all the time. They come out of the gates like gangbusters, and everyone goes, "This is gonna be the year, man. Matt Ryan's gonna put it together. They're gonna do," and they just don't. They just don't do it. Their linebacking core is a mess right now. They had to sign A.J. Hawk because they got a lot of injuries.
Yep.
He's hanging out at home playing Madden, and they're like, "Hey, you want to play?" And he's like, "Sure, why not? What color uniform am I have this year?" Because he's everywhere now.
Right.
I don't know,
Poor
man.
guy.
I just don't trust it. I mean, they got lit up in the first week by famous Jameis, which shouldn't have happened.
Right.
They beat Denver last week, but, Paxton Lynch was starting.
Well,
Trevor Siemian.
I'll give them.
I never thought I would say that. Wow,
right.
Trevor Siemian was probably the reason they didn't win that game.
Yeah, it could very well be. Siemian was finding a groove, especially with Emmanuel Sanders in his last game. So here is the rest of their schedule, and I would say that it's not extremely difficult. Seattle aside this week, they've got San Diego next week.
That's a win.
Green Bay the following week.
Sorry.
Tampa.
The rematch?
Yes, the rematch. They're going to come for blood there.
Well, I mean, they play in a bad division, so
They
they're going to
do.
have a pretty easy division schedule coming
Well,
up.
Tampa, Philadelphia, Arizona,
Philly's going to be a tough one. Arizona's going to be a tough one.
Kansas City's going to be a tough one.
Kansas City. Is it in Kansas City?
It is no, it is not.
Oh, it's at home?
It's at home.
Then they'll probably do all right.
At Los Angeles versus San Fran, at Carolina versus New Orleans.
That's not a great schedule. That's a tough schedule.
You think so?
LA will give them some trouble.
Good.
Can put up some defense. Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay, Seattle.
So that would be hypothetically speaking, that's 3 more losses.
Eagles.
So 4.
Chiefs will be a tough game.
5, 6,
Panthers might find their game again.
maybe. I'm not counting on it.
I'm not either, but I mean, there's only like maybe 3 gimmies here.
I think
the
they
rest
could-
of them are going to have to think about.
I think they could win the division at 9-7.
Oh, but I mean, you can win the division at 7-9.
They
The division's
could very
terrible.
well. They could very well. But I'm behind you, Dirty Birds, because honestly, the Jets
Got nothing else.
I have nothing else. The New York Jets are just absolutely terrible. You know, it's funny. I was listening to, and I know I mentioned the 2-year anniversary of Get Ready America. So for the hell of it,
Julio Jones held out of practice with a knee. Just saying. I'm just saying.
quiet your face.
He's gonna end up this way because he does it every year.
I listened to the very first episode of Get Ready America, which incidentally I think I'm going to re-air as the 42nd episode of Get Ready America to get my numbers up there. Just record a little different introduction. or whatever.
42.
That's right. I've been to 42, man. Got a best of and a re-air. So, but I was listening to that and it was funny because one of the topics on there was the New York Jets 2 years ago, and how scarily similar the situations are this year in comparison to last, or 2 years ago rather. Excuse me. They were 1-4 at the 5-week point, and we all know they ended up finishing 4-12, and Rex Ryan was fired. Now I don't think Todd Bowles is going to get fired after 2 years.
Although you already going irrationally on Sunday. Todd Bowles is not who we thought he was. Like, you need to settle down a little bit. I know you're disappointed.
It's not so much that we didn't know, it wasn't who we thought he was, as much as he really makes some brain dead calls. He's kind of done a couple of things that are very, like, okay, 4th and short against the Steelers, you're going to punt them down 11. You're down 11 at this point. You have not stopped the Steelers offense all game, and you're down, it's 4th and short. You've got 6 minutes left in the game. You punt the ball.
But his team hasn't really done anything to make him confident that they're going to get that 4th and short.
You have to try. At that point,
all right.
You would have to try.
I'm just saying,
But,
these were plays that they made last year, and they worked out. So,
well, yeah.
it's a flip of the coin sometimes with coaching.
I guess.
The
but
talent on the roster is not what it was last year.
You're right.
You don't have Eric Decker.
You have to factor
Ryan
in.
Fitzpatrick is playing like crap.
Right. But you also, the secondary. That's the thing that gets me.
Secondary's bad.
Last year, their secondary was better.
Revis is not playing.
Revis isn't playing. They don't have Cromartie.
Yep.
They have Buster Screen and somebody else. I can't even remember who the other guy's name is.
They have Milner still?
No, Milner's gone.
He's gone.
He
So-
got cut with Jason Morrow, who's on the Titans now. But they weren't able to stop. I guess the point I'm trying to make is they could have afforded to do that last year because their defense was leap years better than they were this year. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. The secondary
Right,
couldn't
but
stop a nosebleed.
If they get stopped where they are, it's almost like a gift to them anyways.
What ended up happening?
I think he had less confidence. Yes, I understand that. But what I say is the reason he probably made that is because he has a little more confidence in the defense than he does the offense at this point.
it could very well
The
be.
offense is not very good.
No, they're not very good.
Matt Forte has not turned out to be Matt Forte that you thought you were going to get.
No, not at all. Not at all. And
you don't have Chris Ivory anymore.
And he was really the only pickup they had.
Yeah, and
this
Chris
offseason.
Ivory's gone.
Ivory's gone.
Who are they going to give it to on 4th and short? The Steelers are going to stack that line, and you're going to get stuffed, and you're going to be like, Jesus Christ, why are you going for it on 4th and 1? What are you, dumb bulls?
No,
You guys can't run through a wet paper bag.
I don't know.
They don't want it.
They are a mess.
They're a mess. And
But
you
I mean, some of the other calls
I think it's
too.
just unfair to criticize Bowles on this one. They're a bad team, both sides of the ball right now, and there's not much he can do.
I like Todd Bowles. I do.
Yeah.
He is so not Rex Ryan, and
Right.
I like that. But again, some of those things, even the clock management thing that he does, where he, for some reason, holds on to timeouts as if they carry over to the next freaking, the next game.
Right.
That I don't understand, like things like that, little small things like that, where a Belichick or a Tomlin would be like, it's probably safe to take.
Tomlin burns through him too fast.
But
I mean, Mike McCarthy does just as boneheaded things, but he gets bailed out because he has talent on his roster.
Right.
You aren't getting bailed out because you have no talent on your roster. It's a bad roster right now.
It's pretty bad.
They'd be smart to trade Brandon Marshall somewhere for some high draft picks.
He's not going anywhere. He doesn't.
I know.
He
But
already said
he has no
I don't
choice.
want to. Maybe.
I don't know, man. I think it's.
I just hate. You know what I hate?
There's a lot of Rex holdovers on that team.
Still,
some
yes.
bad contracts still sitting in there. I say you give Bowles a couple more years to get his own players
I agree.
in there. And
I agree.
Get his own philosophy, get his own players, get a real quarterback playing behind center. I mean, Fitzpatrick.
I agree.
is
I
not.
mean, New England wasn't New England overnight with Belichick.
No.
No,
they weren't.
I would dare say that before the Mo.
Well, once they got Brady, they were.
Well, yes, but no, but I mean, once they went with Brady, I mean, at that point in time, I remember very clearly they were talking about firing Belichick. Belichick was on the block. Or on the hot seat, rather. Excuse me, not on the block. He was on the hot seat,
right?
Because the Patriots were not playing very well, and then Bledsoe gets taken out.
Amazing
Brady comes
what
in,
happens with a player, though.
and yeah,
Franchise quarterbacks.
Yep.
Can't really do much without him.
Bryce Petty.
You think he's a franchise quarterback?
They think either him or Hackenberg is. I have no freaking clue.
I mean, look at the history of quarterbacks. Okay, just look at the names that have won the Super Bowl: Manning, Brady, Montana,
Dilfer.
Well, Dilfer's defense won.
Doesn't matter.
He's not a quarterback.
Doesn't matter.
He's not even a real person. I'm talking about quarterbacks that are legacy quarterbacks. Okay. Favre, Rodgers, Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger has the weirdest last name out of all those guys. Can you see a Hackenberg holding up a trophy?
I can.
Christian Hackenberg.
I can see a Hackenberg holding up a trophy.
No, you can't. If he was playing for Cleveland, you wouldn't say that. The hopeful
Cleveland
jet in
wouldn't
you,
say that.
The hopeful jet in you is thinking, I really hope Hackenberg He's not the real.
I am in firm belief that the franchise quarterback for the New York Jets is not currently playing for the team.
Right. Exactly. That's why you got to tank out and hope you can get Deshaun Kaiser.
Nor will he be playing for the team for a very, very, very long time.
No.
But, all right.
Get rid of Geno Smith. Get rid of Fitzpatrick.
Do you think they should give Geno Smith a spot start just for the hell of it? I mean, it's not like they're going.
Why not?
It's not like they're
Might
going
be fun. Give it to him against the Dolphins because it seems to be the team he lights up all the time.
He threw 158.3 on the Dolphins.
Perfect rating.
Sorry, not Geno. Sorry, Miami. Your Dolphins.
Did you see that meme out there today with the Dolphins end zone?
Yes. Welcome
overhead.
Antonio and
Le'Veon.
Oh God.
Well,
maybe they'll hand out
team.
participation award banners or whatever, like the Colts did. But all right, Brandon, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
The Packers and Cowboys game, obviously. That's a big one. Taking my kids to Zubu. So I gotta dress up in their little costumes, get some candy and stuff at the zoo. I got a wedding.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a pretty low key weekend.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
What about you?
I am going to go see Shin Godzilla.
Of course you are.
With the one and only Mr. Perez.
That's a true story.
It is a true story. We're going to see Shin Godzilla.
I've seen pictures of his ticket stubs and his sausage fingers.
Well,
his Godzilla, everything.
He went to go see. Hey, man, that's my next tattoo, man. I told you about that.
I know.
Right down here.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. I'm gonna make
excited.
I'm gonna make the wife pay for it. Birthday present. Haha. All right. And then, some football or something, whatever. I don't know, fantasy football.
Something resembling that.
Watch my team tank, but
play taps as the score sinks lower and lower in projections.
I just looked too at the start of this podcast. I'm playing Huber, and he updated his roster. he had all 10 players starting, and they were projected for, because projections mean everything, right?
Yeah.
But I was projected 145, I think, or 144, and he was projected 118. That was at the start of the podcast. Just checked it during the commercial break. He's projected 145 now.
Yeah, I was supposed to win last week too, and it didn't happen.
I don't know, man.
Victor Cruz got me a nice, cool 0 points.
I got nothing for this.
Bye weeks killed me, and now that my bye weeks are over, pretty much, I got like 2 more players to go on bye, and I should be out of the woods.
And Clay,
I don't have to start Robert Woods instead of Daniel or what's his face? Baldwin. Doug Baldwin.
Doug Baldwin?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't have to start
True.
Zach Ertz instead of Jimmy Graham. I don't have to do that anymore. So I think I'm in good shape.
All right. And Clay, you're the unbeaten in our league, and I'm going to tell you this right now.
You should have lost last week.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm going to whoop your ass when we play again.
Yeah.
All right.
Whoa.
That will be my second victory.
That is not the real.
Shut up, Brandon. All right, that's going to do it for the Football Talk Weekly podcast. I appreciate you listening, as you have been every week since we've been back, and the numbers have been great and steady and consistent, and I like it. So thank you again for listening, and Brandon, 'twas fun.
Sure was.
It was fun, and
sure was.
I say let's do this again next week, shall we?
I'm down for that.
All right. Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you as well.
So long, everybody. Matt Milan, you let me down because you didn't do your homework. Good night now.
Jerk.
Remember to see more National Football League action next week.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.